I just recorded a 50-minute YouTube video and two 10-minute TikToks. It's like once I start getting into this frequency of channeling my higher self, my oversoul, I just can't stop. I'm so tired right now. It's midnight, but it's like the messages and the energy keeps flowing, and there's just so much to be said. And I've been gone off of social media for like 6 days. So it's like a collection of this like burst of energy that wants to come through, of all these messages for humanity that is waiting to be heard. And as I release of my little pockets of energetic frequency through every single video, trust that they will float around in the ethers and encompass and sit within their own very little barrier field as you light workers begin to awaken and find these bubbles of frequencies that I've launched out there into the ethers that will be floating around forever, to be seen, to be heard, to be tapped into, to be realized, to be true, as the ascension frequencies take hold of a collective, as the darkness rises within a collective of pure light. Forgiveness is something that I wanted to touch base on. It was a 40-minute video that I recorded. It was like within one of the first videos that I've ever recorded. So check it out on YouTube if you haven't checked it out yet, under the account Genesis Ordain. As forgiveness is a finicky concept that cannot be touched on within a 10-minute video, but it's definitely a video worth watching if you guys are awakening to the frequencies around you and you're wondering what it's going to be like once we reach the 5-dimensional frequency. Because I tell you, in all that I am in this moment in time, in all that I've been, in all that I've ever been, that forgiveness is through and through who you will become, what you will become, the energetic frequency of what you will be sitting in as soon as we ascend our frequency up and above and beyond into the 5-dimensional frequency. And exciting times are ahead for an entire collective that has been so unsuspecting of the energetic field that is incoming into our reality field, into our reality realm. Forgiveness is a topic that I will touch base on briefly today, as I feel that a lot of you won't be able to watch the longer video, and yeah, it's just something that is overarchingly great and sits within the center of your soul and is etched into your soul blueprint. And it's the concept of God. It's the concept of source frequency. It's the concept of all that has never lost you or left you. And as you're sitting here within an essence of the separation state, of the separated state that you sit in, you may not understand or be able to compartmentalize the meaning of forgiveness, because you may not have ever stepped into an essence of forgiveness. Sure, it's easy to say, I forgive you if somebody has wronged you. It's easy to, or not so easy to, release of the energetic frequency that you hold on to as you harbor in the resentment, as you harbor in the darkness, as you harbor in the non-understanding and the non-compartmentalization of the distortion field that's bothering you, that so wronged you in one given moment in time or another. So as I say here in the 3-dimensional frequency and speak to it, a whole entire collective of the 3-dimensional frequency, sorry, I'm tired right now. I can tell you for a matter of fact that you've never sat in an energy of pure forgiveness, of pure wholesomeness within yourself, within your heart, within your soul, of coming to the tranquilizing realization that everything is okay, everything has always been okay. Your enemies have always been you. The bothersome essence of what has bothered you through a day-to-day activity that you were planning that didn't go so well for you has always been a concocted scheme by you to come into terms with the lessons that the scheme would bring to you once you feel a sense of entitlement, once you feel a sense of disappointment, of heartache, of whatever feelings and entanglements that you can ever fathom to feel within a three-dimensional frequency. And as I say here, and also in the three-dimensional frequency, I'd like to manifest something into the air right now that, as a whole entire collective, as we tap into the feeling of what it might be like or feel like to be shifting into a five-dimensional frequency, to just tap into your heart chakra. And in that moment in time, if the moment is right, if the time is right, if source is open to you, if you're open to the concept of source, if you're open to the channel that is within you, that has always been ingrained and built within you as that vessel of God, as that vessel of source consciousness, I want you to close your eyes and tap into that vessel and feel into that feeling of forgiveness, and ask to be granted that feeling of forgiveness. And a white light will wash over you so bright, as source is always there. Source is uncompromising in the way that it communicates, in the way that it feels, in the way that it allows you to shift in and out of your reality fields of perception in a moment in time when you're genuinely seeking the comfort and the essence of the source that is within and without. You will be able to feel it. And if you genuinely perform this exercise with wholehearted intent, with the integrity that is within and without your soul, with the perception field of wanting to reach out to the source consciousness that is always residing within you, I want you to comment on this video and update me on how it went, how it goes, how it's ever been. Because as you feel into and as you tap into the practice of tapping into your heart chakra, of closing your eyes and reaching out to source, of speaking and of talking to the inner essence that is you, your inner essence will talk back to you. Your inner essence will show you what it is, who you are, what you've been missing. As you tap out of the reality field of the mental scope that you've been anchoring into for far too long, you will tap out of the reality field of the distortion field that you sit in and tap back into the source consciousness that has been ingrained inside your soul for far too long. And as you feel into that forgiveness energy, just know that that energy, that concept, that essence is inside you, and it's readily available to be shown to you, even as you sit in the three-dimensional frequency. A forgiveness so great can wash over your soul, even for a fractal of a millisecond while you're in connection with source. And a different story is when you disconnect from source, as you awaken from your meditation, as you awaken from your connection, you pummel back into the frequency of the density that you sit in. So on a day-to-day basis, it's good to practice bending your field back into the higher frequency that you come from. Even though by the end of this practice, you'll pummel back into your reality fields, you'll get used to the higher frequency eventually and be able to easily sway yourself in and out of the connection with source frequency and allow that energy to guide you through your day-to-day decisions, your day-to-day living, and your day-to-day fearfulness and non-forgiveness that you've been tranquilized to believe is so true within your societal field of the upbringing, of the uprising, of the raising of our children, of the generations of children that have ever been born upon Gaia's core and upon her surface. We've been raised to believe, to hold on to grudges, to believe that our neighbors are unperceivably separate from who we are, and that reality couldn't be further from the untruth. And as you tap into the source consciousness of a unity consciousness, you will come into an essence of pure forgiveness to be told, to be held, and to be realized into the essence of all that you are not and all that you've ever been. I'm tired now. I'm gonna head to bed, and I will connect with you all tomorrow. I miss you, I love you, and have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, wherever you are, and happy ascension to a collective who is so unsuspecting of the forgiveness energy that is incoming their way.